I thought it was a hard-fought game. Certainly got to compliment Coach Johnson and the Bears, man, on a winning performance. Like I just told the team, man, it's tight when it's good on good, particularly when you're in a hostile environment. Any number of plays could have changed the outcome of the game, and that's why we just got to live every down singularly in all three phases, knowing that. And I think today was a very good illustration of that. I thought, we could have had better field position with our kickoff team, for example. We had more timely punting with our punt team. Thought we started the second half slow. I think we had 2 3-and-outs on offense. I thought our defense could have smiled in the face of adversity better. In the first half in particular, I think we got stopped on 4th down. They scored a touchdown. We turned the ball over. They scored a touchdown. And I think if we're going to be good, you got to make people settle for field goals or less under those circumstances. And so we're all responsible. We know that. That game is an illustration of that. It's just tight when it's good on good. And we didn't make enough plays and enough sequences, as I mentioned, to be successful. DK had an ankle. You saw him go back in. Joey Porter's got a hip flexor. He wasn't able to return. Broderick Jones had stingers, I think. I don't have any further description of that. I think he'll be examined for further information. Questions?
Mike, could you talk about the decision to not use Aaron, and could he be ready by next week?
I anticipate him being ready for next week. It was a prudent decision to make. Certainly it wasn't a fluid week for him. It was a fluid week for Mason in terms of reps and so forth. And so I think it'll be in our rear view as we move forward. I'm hopeful of that.
Did Aaron say he was ready to play today?
Aaron always wants to play.
Mike, did you make that decision this morning?
Yesterday.
Mike, you had a chance to go up 10 in the first half. Why did you want to go for it on 4th and 1?
Because if you can't make it on 4th down and 1, man, oftentimes you don't deserve to win.
What are some of the factors that next week you think will be different for Aaron in this one? Is it just the snaps and the amount he was able to play, or physically?
Certainly, just on the surface level, the amount he will be able to work next week.
Mike, overall, your thoughts on Mason's performance?
I thought he was game. He always is. He made plays for us, particularly in the 4th quarter. But as a collective, him included, we didn't do enough to win.
Does Mason's play dictate whether or not Rodgers starts next week?
I'll talk to you guys about next week. Next week, I'm here to analyze what just transpired.
Mike, did you debate on going for it on 4th down with 2 minutes left in the game?
I did not. I was holding all 3, and as you can see, we got the ball back.
Anyone else?
Mike, what made the middle of the field so tough to defend against Chicago for a number of those series?
I thought they just did a nice job, man. You got to give those guys credit. They had some time and inside breaking routes, man. The quarterback was highly accurate on play pass, turning his back to the defense and coming up and throwing. And sometimes you got to give credit to the opponent, and I certainly do in this instance.
Mike, what went into James Pierre starting over Slay?
Again, he got a quality week's work. When you're going into tough competitive circumstances, sometimes you base decisions on preparation and who gets the looks. And certainly, as we mentioned and talked about over the last several weeks, James Pierre has been playing well. We'll see what holds for next week.
Like, if you had a timeout that last play, would you have thought about trotting Boswell out there? But since it was,
I'm not into the hypothetical world.
Mike, what made Caleb Williams so tough to stop today?
The same thing that makes him tough to stop every week. He's done a nice job of extended plays without a whole lot of negativity. He's highly accurate, man. He spreads the ball around to a lot of people. He's a good player.
Defense on quick changes can come up with a big play. What do you attribute that to, and is that an area that I know you guys focus on that a lot?
As I mentioned, they made some plays.
All right.
Thanks, guys.